I have lost 70 pounds naturally. I started in 2016. I came from a family history of just dieting. My mom, bless her, she was just on the newest trend, right? Yeah. So I went from low carb dieting to HCG injections to our microwave being taken out of our kitchen. And she always wanted the best, right? But it put so many deep roots of me of just constantly being food focused. And I was always the bigger girl in school, and I was a cheerleader. And so it was always something very heavily on me. And so I progressively just gained a lot of weight. And I just remember I saw the scale, it was over 200 pounds. That was my rock bottom. And I was like, I've got to do something about this or I'm not going to live to 100. I had already met my husband at that point. We were already together, but I had started my weight loss for the wedding. So I had lost 70 pounds, but I will say I started it out the only way that I knew. And that was cutting all my carbs and cutting my calories. And I really wasn't working out because, to be honest, I didn't have the energy to work out. I would go in and do some cardio, but I wasn't really comfortable in the gym at that point. And so that's kind of how I started my journey. What had happened is, of course, I've lost weight, but I also lost any muscle mass that I had. And my turning point is I went on a vacation for a week with my fiance at the time and gained, per the scale, 12 pounds when I got back of just 1 week. And it wasn't like I went crazy or, did anything way off. Yes, did I have more alcoholic drinks or beverages, things like that. But I knew from everything that I've done, like it wasn't that I gained 12 pounds of fat. I knew my body obviously was just shocked, but I more so was like, this is not sustainable and I've got to figure something out. So I had hired an RD. And so that's how I started tracking macros. And of course I was way under eating completely, but also just not eating enough fat to support my hormones. And then I was cutting my carbs. And then I always did pretty well with protein. I do enjoy protein. That is kind of where I started my journey. And I reverse dieted first and to get my calories up and dramatically lost weight and more muscle composition. And that to me was just, like finding the secret sauce, but getting women to eat more and to reverse diet is probably my hardest thing that I see as a coach.